What's going on there, guys? Enzo here, team driver for Kyosho America, coming at you with the new Inferno MP10 build that I was able to finish up and put all together. I wanted to go ahead and make this little video on the new buggy, the build, my thoughts right after the build. So yeah, let's go ahead and take the body off and take a closer look at it. Alright, so new for 2019 with the MP10. Here we go. So, as right off the bat, I'm sure it's a huge surprise for those of you that have followed the channel for a long time and that have been supporters of what we do. But I recently took a turn, and after 6 years with Reds Racing, I ended up parting ways with them after CRC, which was one of the videos that I posted up of my 10 scale rigs. I ended up just parting ways. Was nothing against Reds, just been with them for 6 years. Had great success with them indoors and outside, and it's been a great run, and I've been with them for so long. I just had been wanting to try something new for for a long time. So I ended up parting ways and just going to rock the Motors free agent for now, but I ended up picking up a Ty Tessman B21 Ty 2. It's pretty much the B2101. Reworked a little bit is what I was told by some of my longtime OS buddies around here that know OS really well. They told me it's the B2101 that he used to win the Worlds. Supposedly it's the same porting. They reworked a little bit of the crank timing is what I was told, but it's essentially a 2101 with some added touch to it. And of course the low profile OS head. I have it paired with the 75 millimeter manifold, if you guys can see there off the glare. Can't really check it out there. There we go. Has a 75 millimeter header, and then I have the OS 2090 pipe, typical OS speed combo. So yeah, that's as for the engine department. As for everything else, same old for me. Rocking MKS servos, rocking the HBL 599s for throttle and steering. Ended up going with the same as I did as my TKI4. These are two brand new servos that I picked up for the new build. Also running the Kyosho aluminum servo horns for throttle and steering. These are the Futaba tooth ones. MKS is 25 tooth spline. And new for this year, I ended up following what Cody King and Tebow and all those guys were doing a little while ago, and I ended up picking up the new KO Propo version 3 electrical switch. This switch is really cool. I had to do a little bit of modifications here to get it to fit, but it fit perfectly after I was all said and done, and it looks really good. And then I put the Inferno E-plate on my car just so we make up for the electric switch and it looks all nice and blinged out. But the new switch is super cool. When you turn it on, it tells you the voltage of your battery. And it does have a LiPo cutoff for your battery for your car. So that's really cool. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have decked out in my car right now. As for the build itself, for those of you guys that are longtime Kyosho owners, everyone here that has owned Kyosho should know that by now all the Kyosho builds, there is no missing parts. 95% of the time you're getting everything that you need. Build went super smooth. Hinge pins can fall right through the arms, no dremeling or nothing required. Super smooth build. The new MP10 has solid arms. This is a big change. Changes the way the car feels in the corners. We have wider pivots. These pivots are now wider, and the hinge pins are now 4.5 millimeter diameter instead of 4. The caster block and steering knuckle are the same off the TKI4. We have new side guards for this year. They're lower center of gravity, so there is no more needing to cut out a little U for the pipe. It actually sits flush now. And they're actually a lot lighter and thinner. Side guards are a lot thinner. New top plate for the steering. The towers are a lot different, new for this year again. No more upper arm. Kyosho has eliminated the upper arm, so there is no more annoying pill having to use another tiny little hinge pin, if you will, that could cause more breakage or more things that could go wrong. So they eliminated that, made it a lot more simpler with an upper link. So now you just raise and lower off the tower, makes life a lot easier. Also for the front end, they put the eyelets from the Truggy. These are off the STR. They're just angled so you get a little bit more shock throw. Then along with that, you also get the steering plate off the e-buggy, which has the fourth hole on the Ackerman bar that can be flipped. So you have 2 times the steering tunability now for the car. With my build, I ended up building my car with the aluminum servo saver horn, as you guys can probably see right there. Connects right to the servo, just to beef it up a little bit, bring up the durability just a little bit more. So that pretty much does the front end. Center diff, same thing as the old car. 46 tooth spur, and you do get new brake pads. These new brake pads are the hop-ups that you were going to get on the TKI 4. So it's pretty cool that they went ahead and included that with the kit this time. As for the rear end, you do have a totally new worked geometry. Kanai ended up opting for a plastic rear hub. When I first built the kit, I wasn't too happy about the plastic rear hub, but then after doing a little bit of research, chatting with the boys over on the team, fellow teammates, and just getting a second set of opinion, I was told that it's actually for the benefit. You do get a little bit more grip, a little bit more, more flex, makes it a little easier to drive. And then you also get added tunability. Now, the rear hubs on our car, along with having the insert right there on the hinge pin for you to shorten or widen the diameter. Now they give you a pill that goes into the rear hub where you can go top left, top right, top, bottom left. So now you can not only move the hub up and down, but you can go shorter or wider wheel set from that adjustment. Also with the rear, of course, you do get the solid rear arms. The, again, 4.5 diameter hinge pin is a lot thicker than it was on the old car. And then, as I said, you do have a revised rear plate, which is a lot wider. And now you do have the option to go up in tow as well. So they eliminated the 2-degree rear tow option. So now as a minimum, you can go 2.5, 3 degrees, and 3.5. And the kit actually tells you to build it with 3.5. So that's pretty cool. As for the rear tower, I do believe it is similar geometry as the TKI 4, but they did remove holes. If you do notice, they only kept the second to inside and the next step out on the outside. There is a new wing mount this year. It's the same wing mount, and then it has the top pieces that came off the 4 already molded into the wing mount. So the wing mount is a whole one-piece unit. It is no more aluminum supports in between that were notorious for actually coming loose in a race. So now it's one big piece. Also, with the new MP10, the car does make almost twice the droop. Now the car is packing almost 120 millimeters in the back. Car makes a lot more droop. And then as well in the front, with tires on the ground and with tires on the car's almost touching, well, the rear tires are 100% on the ground on the stand now. But the front end does also make a lot more droop. So the new car does come with a lot more droop, and that comes off the reworked arm, the pivot angle, and the revised tower. So now the car does drive a lot different than the old car. What people told me off this car versus the TKI 4 is that it finally has the steering that the TKI 4 lacked. Some of you that may have ran the MP9s, like I have, on higher grip tracks, mid-corner, our car always lacked a little bit of mid-corner exit. It always tended to push wide on power, or you had to wait for the car to come around and then get back on it. on exit. So now the car, with it being a wider pill set, all around wider, it's meant to be way more predictable and at the same time have the corner speed that the more newer cars had the advantage when we were running the 9. So like the hot bodies, the Mugen, you know, maybe the new Losi, not sure about that one. But it definitely does have way more corner speed from what everyone has been telling me. It definitely turns way more than the old car. It still has the good old drivability thanks to those shocks. The shocks are the same shocks as the TKI4. And one thing I did forget to mention was that they are very nice enough to give you the hard-coated shock bodies in the build along with the emulsion caps. So you are getting the upgraded emulsion caps that can do emulsion or a bladder build. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, for the most part, you are getting an upgrade. Car drives totally different. Still drives the same on rough tracks. The shocks are what sets that car apart on rougher tracks. So we definitely still have that. And it's just an all-around improvement. So the build was really good. I'm looking forward to driving it, heading out there, rocking the new motors for the year. So yeah, that should be good. I have another build that I'll be getting ready here to finish up. I need to do the Evo buggy and then one more. And we will show you guys that soon. But I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys the latest and greatest from Kyosho and show you guys what you are getting when you buy your new MP10 along with the new body. Just a few updated side fins, new nose piece, but that's pretty much it. Aside from that, and the parts that I went over in the video, that is your new Kyosho MP10. So I'll go ahead and give you a little pan over one more time, and hopefully we will get some videos in soon when the weather gets nice. So thanks everyone for watching, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.